Puzzle said, "All right, look, my fault, but
Yeah.
he hit that joke. Jason hit that. All right.
Welcome to this special episode. Today I'm joined by my friends. They have their own podcast. We have my podcast, The Untroubled Mind. There's Live from the Basement. This is episode 4 for my podcast, and this is their second episode. I'll have their link in the channel. You can go ahead and check out their first episode that they've already have. I was included on it. You guys can go ahead and listen to that if you haven't already. Link for their channel will be in my description. You can check that out whenever you want. And for my podcast, as you know, I like to introduce my new guests, and then I ask them 2 questions. The first question is where they're from, and then the second question is their favorite high school memory. So I'll go ahead and go around the table and introduce each one. The first one that we'll introduce is Isaiah.
What's good?
What's up, man? All right, Isaiah, where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Got you. Okay.
Born and raised.
Got you. All right. Favorite high school memory?
I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Tough one.
That's a tough
It's a
one.
tough question.
Because, like,
So,
I don't ever think, like, I don't ever think back of high school.
It's a lot of bullshit that
I mean,
happens.
I really enjoyed playing sports for my school.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. I mean, that's the only thing I can really say I really enjoyed and liked about high school.
Got you.
Was it like a specific moment?
Big mom, nah, just
Sports in general.
just playing sports in general.
I like that.
Right on. All right, second up, we have Dakota. Dakota's
Hey.
the one seated next to Isaiah. Dakota, where are you from?
I'm from Annapolis, Maryland.
There it is.
Yes.
All right. Favorite high school memory?
Before I say that, I'm just mad that my Tuesdays comment didn't get left in here because we had to restart this.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, probably track and field. That was probably like my favorite high school memory.
Yeah.
At State specifically, I hold that very near and dear to my heart. You showed up.
I did show up.
That was great to see you there. It was. I hold that very near to my heart. So that's the best one.
Right on, man.
Yes.
That's Dakota for you. Next up, we have Juan in the green.
Oh, in the
Oh,
green.
That was my jump. I thought that was going to you, shorty.
Call my neck. Call my
neck. Jason,
Right
to me.
I brought it right back.
All right.
Top. Juan, where you from?
So I'm Juan. I'm from the Philippines. I was born there, and I
Mhm.
moved to Maryland when I was 5.
Different.
You're right. Lived in PG County for the first couple years here in Maryland, and then moved to Anne Arundel County, and now I reside in Glen Burnie.
Wow.
Right on.
Right.
Man.
Yep.
In depth.
Very in-depth.
No, that's good.
That's
All
like
right, okay.
that's in there. But my favorite high school memory. So this one time, our friend Locke, we all know Locke.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I was going out in the plaza,
Mm.
like near the lunchroom in Glen Burnie High School,
Mm-hmm.
and this man, I walk down there, see his head, like you could notice his head usually, and then this motherfucker had hella lotion in his hands.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Dakota was
I'm like, yo,
there's
son.
so much lotion on his hands.
But bro.
Apparently, someone was like joning him or something like that.
And they put
squirted.
all. It was a female.
Yeah.
She put all the
They
lotion
put
in his
hella
hands.
lotion on his hands because he's known for his like chapped ass hands.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, right.
His hands
That's
are
some
dry
dry
as shit.
shit.
But yeah, that's
Wow.
probably really random. But
Nah,
I
that's
did not
funny.
know that.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
but the thing is,
hilarious.
I can see Locke holding like a lot of lotion.
No,
in his
it was
hand,
like
not knowing what to do with it.
he tried to spread it around, but
It's too
it
much.
was just
It was definitely too
way
much.
too much.
That's
I
so
remember
trash.
that.
That's so trash.
Oh.
All right. That's one for you now. The next guest, if you watched my channel in the past, you watched
know
the
Jason,
gaming
bro.
videos I have.
Yes, sir.
This is Jason. That name may ring a bell.
Hey,
and
hello.
here he is.
Hello.
You see my man's Jason. Where are you from?
I'm from Columbia, Maryland.
Yes.
That's where I was born and raised.
Yeah.
And then moved to Severn, Maryland
Yeah.
around the age of 13, 12. I'll just say 10.
Okay.
It
More
was between
basic
10.
ages.
It was between 10 and 13. I just don't remember.
Right. Okay. Favorite high school memory?
Oof. So I'm gonna have to go with basketball during the basketball season. It would have to be my senior year in the playoffs. Played one of our biggest rivals that year, Old Mill, and I scored 20 something. But I just remember in that game I hit a and 1-3, and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That had to be my favorite moment.
You know what I was gonna say that we should say our favorite high school memories specifically about each other.
Mm.
And that's what I was gonna say about
Oh, right.
about mine for yours, because I remember that joint like the back of my hand, bro. That joint was crazy.
It
That
didn't
was a
even feel
whole
real.
That
Yeah.
was a
Crazy.
whole different atmosphere, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was
It
tough.
was like a hard foul too.
It wasn't a hard
Nigga just
foul,
ran out of there.
You
Ran
just-
out
it
just
didn't like.
it was
they
just-
ran out
on you.
and
Yeah.
you didn't stop. Okay,
but I didn't fall either.
Oh.
Cause like I don't know, I just don't know how to flop.
I'm
not good at it.
You hit that joint.
Right.
But he fouled me and the ref saw it. I
Hey,
just
And
And
one
one.
take. Okay, shorty.
you did that?
yeah, I did.
You got jerk your head open.
I did.
This is beautiful.
Right on.
Hold on, but real quick, since you brought that up about Locke,
Yeah.
it brought another memory to my head that was so funny. I believe
About
I was
Locke.
with you guys and we were going to McDonald's and Locke, we put Locke in the trunk.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
And when he got out the car, an old man was yelling at us,
Yeah.
"Get him out of the trunk!"
What is it in the trunk?
I remember that joint, bro.
Nah,
remember that
I
joint.
real life don't remember that.
You
That's
don't?
Crazy.
I
Where
remember
we?
that joint.
I don't remember where we
We're
going.
We're going
but-
to the McDonald's near Glen Burnie, right?
Yeah.
I
We
remember
was
that joint.
always
and
like
Locke
big
was in the
bullshit.
trunk.
I think was it his own car? Was it his own car?
I
that
don't-
he
I don't think so.
was it Tay-Josh's car?
I think it was
It was
Tay Josh's
Tay
car.
Josh's
Locke's, Locke's been in a few trunks before.
He's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
been
not
in
the
multiple
first
trunks.
trunks.
Yes.
Jeez. Was this when we graduated, Isaiah and I?
Yeah, I think Isaiah was still in school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
okay.
probably like it was me and Tej Josh.
Senior year,
Like a
yeah,
lot.
had
Oh,
to be.
I was there too.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That's
Yeah.
when that group chat really started. Like,
really.
It started out in kick.
that fuck bitches group chat.
Wow.
Right to the
It's
action.
so
right.
it's so vulgar.
Right.
Oh,
Nah, but
that's the name of
nah,
the
but
That's the name
group
of the group
to
chat.
be
Yeah, it
completely honest though, that was that is probably what holds the cohesiveness of all of our friendships together, especially even including Jason is like with us as well, because like we're really
close
in
friends with
a whole
Jason
group
outside of
chat.
yeah.
Like that you ever think like that group chat has been there? I can't even tell you how many years. Like probably
Junior
3
years,
years.
Yeah.
junior
4 years?
Yeah.
Oh my god. But anyway, yes, that is one of the things
How did that come about again?
I don't even know.
Do you remember the
I
Who
don't
created it? Who started it?
I
think
started.
we were
Yeah,
at
you
kick. We were in kick, and then like
It was
we moved
me,
to
Dakota, and Locke. Actually, it was me, Dakota, and Locke, and we were just
In the kick
bullshitting.
chat?
Yeah,
Yes.
we were just bullshitting.
and then he added Melissa.
Yeah, I told Locke add Melissa so I could smack at
Oh,
her.
She's
wow.
mad joint.
I
She's
was
mad
like,
joint.
I was like, add her in here, yo. Like, we just wanted to talk to her, and
Facts.
then after that, I don't know. We just started adding people that we thought that were funny.
Right.
So
Facts.
that's why Aaron's in there.
Yeah.
Um,
And Jason's been in there a
Yeah.
couple times too.
Jason's
Yeah.
been
But
there.
Jason's only on
Sometimes I had
Snapchat.
I had to skedaddle.
Yeah.
Gotta get up out of there.
He's
I had to leave the group
I
chat.
was seeing some
makes-
wild stuff in there.
he makes some appearances like
Yeah.
here and
Hey.
there, like a couple months, and then
All right, let me
you
get
dip
up out
off.
of there. Right.
We'll probably add you around Christmas time.
You
again,
probably
like
will.
summertime. Hey, Jason.
Jason got not gonna see. You gonna see like 400 messages in it.
Yeah, that's what
Wow.
really started to blow me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get on there and I think something important's happening,
Nothing.
and y'all
We're
just
just
talking about a
rapping.
whole bunch of anything.
Yeah, it's
There's
losing
a whole bunch of
everything.
stuff that I'm like, why am I reading this right now?
like what is it like reading that group chat?
It's like
sometimes?
so, man, reading that group chat is just crazy because I'll just hop on Snapchat because I have my notifications off,
Yeah.
so I'll just hop in there and I'll go into the chat and then I'll see like first it'll just be like people like you just saying dumb stuff, and then out of nowhere it'll be somebody arguing, and then after y'all finish arguing, y'all apologize. Like, damn, I was tripping, bro. Man.
I'm sorry, it's all
And
over
then-
here.
And after
It's
that,
all
it'll
love.
be like something crazy,
Oh yeah.
like something wild that Locke will spell something wrong. Y'all getting
Oh,
his ass
sorry.
We
real
will
quick.
flame
Hold
him.
on, I
And then
definitely just
you-
gotta pull that
You
joint
gotta
out for
show
a
us.
second.
Yeah, you gotta
Just
show
for a
us
second.
how deep we are. In
I'm
there.
sorry, like
Like,
I
we
know
have-
this is definitely not specifically relevant to this point, but
No.
I like son, look, bro. Like nobody was even talking in there, and Nikki
Yeah.
just said the whole
Crazy.
like you know, is it?
Yeah, like it moved from Kick to iMessage, I think.
No, it was
T-Josh,
Snapchat. Then we tried.
Here's a
iMessage.
video.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
was like iMessage.
Here's a
and
video of
Snapchat.
Isaiah giving his own wave check. Don't worry,
Yes,
we
sir.
gonna get
Yes,
started.
We're gonna do
Now
a
you
new
gotta
wave
show
check.
you gotta show them all of our Bitmojis in there. We run deep in that bitch.
There's hell.
Yeah, you gotta.
They don't need to see that.
Look, I'm just gonna look.
That's hella heads.
Y'all, hold on,
We're
that's
deep-
everybody that was in there when I was in there, or y'all adding more
That's
people?
no,
No,
it's just
that's
everybody.
everyone.
That's everybody. It's a
Half
lot
those
of
people don't even talk.
facts.
Right?
No, but the
Oh.
thing is, like,
Or
we
they'll
all,
talk
like,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're like, I looked through that list again.
Let me
and I'm
put
like,
this back.
who do we need to like kick out? It's like no one.
Nobody,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's we all talk to each other in there.
Facts.
That's what's
It's
up.
kind of funny. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right on.
Alonzo. Yeah.
No, that's it. So
Okay.
for my introduction,
All right.
how I start things off. So now we can just
All right.
head into whatever we want now.
I mean, well, the first thing that I wanted to go over was there was a big week in music, specifically the week before last, but like it was a lot of stuff that was dropping. So like I had told y'all before, like if we recorded last week, we had talked about Nav and Rich the Kid's album. There's somebody else that dropped an album too, but like I really didn't pay too much attention to it. So I mean, I you guys may not have listened to it, but just for the people that are listening,
Lil Nas?
Khaled dropped some.
Khaled, he dropped some today. It was
Yeah.
today, but no, it wasn't Lil Nas. It was somebody else. But no, I just wanted to give my opinion on it. Like I don't know if any of you guys else had listened to that Nav album. I tried to tell Juan to listen to that joint, or you too.
What? Which who's?
The Nav
Nav.
album.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like a lot of people in that first week, I'm very upset that you guys didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I
to
know,
listen to
bro.
it. But like in that first week, a lot of people had said like it wasn't really that good. But you real live just gotta listen to that.
It grows on you?
Yes, you real live just like there's like I want to say probably like there's 16 songs on the album. There's probably like 8 bangers on there. Probably like eight good songs.
That's about right.
The rest are just like throwaways, maybe like just some that he, what I'm saying.
Put together.
But yeah, but that was definitely probably for me his best project. I mean, I know Tay Josh had put me on to Nav a long time ago, and this is probably his. Like I said, this is probably his best project to date. I could be wrong. A lot of people didn't like his last one, but I think personally this is definitely the best one.
So
I'm not good.
I was just gonna say on the album, is it like a song that surpasses all his other songs, or is just like the combination of all the songs together? Like, okay, this is his best project.
I think it's just his best project. Like, he's got one song on there called "Taking Chances." That's one of the better songs on the album. And then he's got another song with like it's definitely versatile. Like he's got like The Weeknd, Lil Durk on there, Gunna is on there, 88 Glam. Like this is definitely a little versatile. I definitely like how it's put together, but it's more so like a collection of all the songs. I don't think there's one particular song that you could like really just play. Well, besides like a couple of them, but other than that, like there's not one where you're playing like everybody in the car doing right off the rip. So I don't know. I really hope you guys get a chance to listen to it. It's a really good album.
I listened to that song with Lil Durk in it, and it was trash.
You're crazy. That's the
First of all, Lil Durk needs to stop singing. I think we discussed this already.
We definitely did.
It was 3 of us, me, Isaiah, and Dakota in the car. And we put on that damn song, and that whole time I was waiting for Lil Durk to spit a verse.
I didn't know. I've never. You probably did. You listen? Have you listened to Lil Durk like before he?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't know he went.
I was a Lil Durk fan.
Yeah. I had no idea he went. I thought he was just like he'd been singing.
Nah, he was
like drill rap flow.
And it's crazy because like the area he comes from, like I think he was just trying to separate himself because like he was blowing up with the drill rap and all that, and he was actually spitting bars too. But like I guess it's just like so many people from Chicago are just spitting like the same type of things in the same fashion. Yeah, he probably wanted to separate himself.
Facts.
And a lot of his fans, I mean, a lot of people who like it.
Right, they like the singer.
Not me. Ever since he started singing and stuff, I fell off of Lil Durk.
Okay, I understand that. Sorry.
But other than that, I didn't listen to a lot of the other songs on there.
What about the
Mr. Kid though?
Yeah,
it was pretty good. Like I definitely didn't listen to it as in depth as I did the Nav album, but like there's probably like he's got a lot of features on there. Like there's a lot of features on that joint.
That's just his music though.
Yeah,
when he comes out with songs, he always has
I'm hip.
At least somebody on there. He
I'm
doesn't
hip.
really ever come out with just a single by himself. Yeah.
And that joint, there was he came out with one it was like splashing or shooting Richard Kid. But Daryl had told me about it. Splashing. Yeah. That was the one of the singles. But other than that, I don't know. Like he's got a song with Lil Baby on there. He also got a song with
I just heard the song Splashing. I didn't listen to it. I mean, I honestly just forgot that it came out.
Facts. I didn't even know about it until like it just came up on my my hey, looks what's new.
Right.
But yeah, if y'all please do me a favor and check out that album.
I'm alright.
He's talking about the Nav, really. I know he's really talking about the Nav.
Yeah.
I did. I checked that joint out.
Nav is not that complex.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Opinion.
He's not.
He's not. It's you can't really go too in depth with Nav. You can just listen to what he puts out and just enjoy it. Like that last album was pretty good.
It was good. It was definitely good.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to keep that same energy, bro.
Why?
What you just said.
About what?
What you just said about Nav. Keep that same. Would you say? Just listen to them and enjoy it.
Just enjoy
Don't
it.
go too in depth with it, right?
I know, but like I always think too hard with
He
music.
goes in
Yeah,
depth with
I
music.
always think too hard
Because
with music.
when we was talking about Trippie Redd,
Yeah,
he's
no.
like, oh, he's
yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
Right, facts.
I'm sorry.
Because you
I think
you
too
talking
hard.
about going too in depth. If you just
Yeah.
vibe with that joint, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
it's Trippie Redd's voice that is annoying. I can't do. Yeah, I can't deal with it. He's like screaming the whole time.
Jason put me onto a few good Trippie Redd.
There's
I said
a
the
lot of
same
good
thing. I
Trippie
was
Redd.
like, he's alright.
Trippie Redd has
Yeah,
been.
Dakota definitely put me onto some Trippie Redd.
Yes,
but
He be saying,
Yeah.
He be saying,
He be saying he definitely got some bangers, bro.
I don't think I'll be able to listen to him. And
yeah.
I'll be front and back.
Yeah, I'm like, right, I'm hip.
He released a song like Topanga or something like that.
That joint
Topanga,
crank.
no.
That
Yeah.
joint crank.
That Jordan is hilarious.
That joint crank.
Reminds me of Boy
Don't
Meets
talk to
World.
stranger.
Wow.
I'm hip. That's that.
just listen to this.
Right.
You're trying to be funny. That's what it is.
Topanga.
I don't like how you just disrespected Trippie Redd like that.
Yeah, I like that joint go. What you mean?
It does go.
Appreciate it.
I do appreciate it. I didn't say it.
All right. Yo.
Here y'all go.
All right.
It sounds like Boy
You need to get my man Lonzo on the Trippie Redd. Come on, Lonzo.
Nah, I just don't listen to that type of music, or at least those
Lonzo, it's a new
artists.
genre coming out. Lonzo, that country trap boy.
Oh,
That little Nas and come on now, that Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
I downloaded that song
That
today.
song is so terrible.
No, it's not, bro.
It's
I wanna
actually
bump it
good.
right now.
You heard the
Chris
remix?
Saki's
with-
attached.
with
Nah, I
Billy
definitely-
Ray Cyrus?
I definitely heard that joint.
Compared to what like
he was
all these
going
other rappers,
crazy.
yeah, he was like, I spend all my
going
money,
stupid.
get the new guitar or something.
Uh-huh.
How much them cost?
Candy paint electric guitar.
Yeah, how
Like,
much them joint cost?
That joint is so like it just pisses me off that rap is interfused with fucking country.
Bro, it's
That
gotta be
is-
something different.
it-
bro.
It's
bro.
diversity. You
It's
just-
hilarious.
I'm not a fan.
I thought he did it for the meme.
I mean,
but I feel like he's kind of serious about this.
He probably is now. He
Yeah.
probably is now.
Yeah.
Since he blew up.
Yo, son,
He
I
probably
think what
took it as
kicked
a
him
joke.
off is that I know y'all. Did y'all see that video of Dennis Rodman on the fucking horse?
No.
Y'all
No.
didn't see that joint?
On Twitter? That's
Yes.
probably on Twitter, yeah. I've seen this guy going on
What
the
part they was
horse.
playing? I got.
Yes,
is it?
yes, he's
Oh,
on
they
it.
didn't do it.
Yo,
Looks
son,
like
I
it,
gotta.
looks like-
Yo, bro,
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you, bro. Let me show you, bro. Keep going. I gotta show you, bro.
Yeah, there's like I saw another one where it was like a guy with a cowboy hat. And
In
he
his
was
house?
dancing, yep.
In
he
his
was
house,
dancing
yeah.
to that
It was
Oh,
song.
like
jeez.
Elite KD or something like that. I think
Yeah.
that's his name. But yeah, I saw that.
Y'all
joint,
really
too.
ain't seen
Twitter's
it. Look at this, bro.
ridiculous. That's really Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I ain't seen this.
Bushes in the back.
He riding that joint too.
He's riding that
How's
joint.
that joint so
Like,
distorted?
I know.
Oh yeah.
You know, they be doing that on purpose. Just
I know
Yeah.
that joint was
Yeah.
hilarious, bro. Oh yeah.
I'll blow up your ears. Oh my god.
Right.
So you-
Lonzo, what kind of
What's
music?
up?
What kind of
Oh,
music are you
what?
into, Lonzo?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I listen to really. I just listen to very,
that Taylor
very,
Swift,
very.
bro?
Yeah, just
I remember you was heavy on Taylor Swift. In high
hmm
school.
It's
Taylor
really
Swift
just pop music and then just like a little bit of just rap,
Come on, Lonzo, what you know about?
and then that's
Look
it.
What you made me do. Look what you just
I know
did.
everything about
What you
that.
know about that,
I
Lonzo?
know everything
about that.
Y'all don't know that
I know
song?
everything about that.
I don't trust nobody and nobody trusts me. Lonzo don't know nothing about that,
Sounds
Lonzo.
like a
What
pop
is
song.
that?
What
It
What
is
I
is.
know
It's
about
Taylor
that.
Swift.
Yeah, it's Taylor Swift.
What?
Yes.
Okay,
Y'all don't know
Jason.
nothing about that
yeah,
Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
that
Come
was
on now.
that was the single for the latest album.
Millie rocking to that Taylor Swift. Come on now.
Why does he know that?
Jason.
It was a
What?
single. I don't know.
Jason
On the
All
radio.
All types of music. Come on
Nah,
now.
me too, but I ain't
Yeah.
even know
Country,
Taylor Swift.
pop, I listen to all that.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you, cause like me and Lonzo, I had this conversation when he first came back. Like, yo, real life does not listen to anything else but like the same music that I've known that you've always listened to.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing.
nothing
Like I
different.
never really go out and look for new music.
Yeah,
I just listen to what I listen to because those artists are still putting out music,
facts. That
and I
makes
just
sense.
rock with that. And then, like I said, just every now and then, if a new hit comes on the radio, on the, major pop stations,
Right.
sometimes I dig into them. But yeah, that's it. I just don't go looking for new music.
So, real question: Are you listening to JoJo Siwa or what?
I don't even know who that is.
What did you
I
just say?
don't
Y'all know
know.
who JoJo Siwa is.
JoJo Siwa?
What?
You gonna see it in your comment section.
JoJo
JoJo,
Siwa.
how you don't know who JoJo Siwa?
JoJo Siwa.
Oh, y'all gonna find out.
See what?
What?
She's a YouTuber.
No funny,
The-
no bull. I definitely thought I had
She's a
the
little
most,
kid YouTuber.
I had the most
She be-
versatile music collection out of all of us.
Mm.
I think I do. I still think I do. Like I've been in all of y'all cars, and Jason is probably the closest. Like you, like Alonzo listens to the same thing. Isaiah, you listen to rap, but also kind of the similar stuff that I listen to.
I mean, like, if I get stuck on one song, I'm gonna play it until I get bored of it. Though.
Until you get bored of that.
Yeah.
So listen to it the whole time. Nah,
Why
I
not?
gotta switch it up.
Nah, but
I mean, like, I'm talking like I'll have a playlist of just everything I just had.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Coda, when we're in the car, that's a playlist.
that's what I'm saying. Oh,
If you go through my songs, I promise you, if I just open my phone right now, you just go through my songs, you be like, why do you have this on here? Do you
It's
really listen to this?
that
I
journey
promise
just
you,
that
that's
journey
how
just
it be.
hate. Like that is how it be.
I can't even shuffle my music from like
The
Just-
songs, nah.
just
nah.
from songs because I have like gospel, I got
Yeah.
country, I got
No,
pop, I
no
got
bullshit. He
rap, I
definitely
got
does.
I
It's
got
too
melodic
sporadic,
songs,
yeah.
bro. It can
Yeah.
just be anything,
That's why you probably definitely might have to take that crown.
and it'll go from like
That's that you got.
it'll go from like Young Thug to Kirk Franklin, like,
Facts.
and it'll throw me left because I'm like,
Facts.
dang,
Nigga,
bro, I
I'm
was
not
just
trying-
going
right,
crazy.
right.
Alright. You
Kirk
were just sinning. You were just sinning and shit. You got
Right,
cracked.
and then it'll be,
Right.
and then it'll go from there. He saw the best.
Right.
I'm like, damn, I'm about to cry.
I'm about to cry on this car ride. I'm
He
hip.
did, though. He did. He saw
I'm
it.
hip. I'm
That's how
hip.
it be, though.
Nah, I definitely think it's important to have a versatile type of music because if you just listen to the same thing over and over again, it just becomes so boring. Like,
No.
I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like now, I mean, I just listen to the same, but at least growing up, I definitely went, I think maybe we all went through different phases.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because we'll just start off at middle school. I was listening to Taylor Swift at the time still, but then I was also listening to Linkin Park at the time.
Linkin
Facts.
Park. What you know about Linkin
I know
Park?
everything
Facts.
about Linkin Park. I'm
You was listening to
3
Imagine
Days
Dragon?
Grace.
3 days.
Imagine
Grace?
Yeah, what'd you say?
You was listening to Imagine Dragon?
That came
Were
out
they even
like,
out in
like
middle
high
school?
school.
They
no,
were. Nah,
high
I
school.
think that was
Were?
like our 8th grade year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Really?
our
Oh,
ninth
but he was in
grade
high
year.
school, though.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, I know. I was messing with them in high school.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Imagine Dragons. Yeah, 3 Days
Imagine
Grace.
Dragons.
Shine Down.
Yo,
I
had
messed
a
with
dark
Shine Down.
side. 3 days. Grace.
And listen,
Nah,
it's gonna
but-
get real crazy. I listened to Slipknot too.
Oh,
Middle
yeah.
school.
Okay.
I
Hey,
had
I'm not
that
gonna lie.
phase.
Slipknot kind of cranked.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man, it cranks low-key.
Stop.
It cranked low-key, it do.
Stop.
Extentacion.
No, no,
Bit of
no.
Beast cover over.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not,
Yeah.
no, it really
Yeah,
slapped a
yeah,
little bit,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But you just can't listen to too much of it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's a phase, man.
It is.
Like,
It'll melt your
I
brain.
can't download
Yeah.
that joint on my phone.
It's
bro.
scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't listened to a single song by them.
Slipknot, nah, me either.
Slipknot
Back-
is crazy, bro.
Think
No,
about
yeah,
it,
that's
bro.
crazy. Don't
Back to middle school.
don't bother.
I was listening to Ace Hood. What y'all know about Ace Hood?
Oh,
Who
I was
did-
up there listening to Ace Hood too. Just
That
a
was the
little bit,
beginning of
though.
high school too.
He was
Just a little
he
bit,
was
though.
popping though.
He was
so
popping and-
everybody knew about him.
Bro, it was just so many people that like. What was the people signed to Lil Wayne? The Lil Twist and
Oh, he had a mohawk,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't know.
I know you're
what his
talking
name
about.
was.
Yeah.
it's just so many people that fell off that like
Facts.
There's like Roscoe Dash.
Roscoe Dash.
He
Oh
dropped
my
he dropped like a
God.
30 joint. No, it was like
ROSCOE.
no, it was like 30, like 40 songs.
Yeah, no one's listening to that.
No one listened. He dropped
No.
that joint like the ending of last year, I think.
Yep.
For
Yeah,
real?
no one's listening to that.
It's
The
like
fuck?
6.
Who the hell
I
was
don't know.
Roscoe
It's
Dash?
like some people really have their runs though. Like
There's
it was,
speaker knockers too.
Yeah.
it was people had their
It was
runs
sad
at
when he
that
passed
time.
away, bro.
Yeah.
That was sad.
That was
R.I.P.
definitely pretty sad.
And I didn't even learn about him till my freshman year,
Yeah.
or maybe it was 10th grade really
I learned about him on freshman
when he dropped Lonely.
freshman year because
Lonely.
we played that joint every
Yeah.
time in the locker room.
Mhm.
What, Lonely or
No,
just his music?
his music.
Oh.
Oh, we played Rico Story.
Oh, okay.
What you know about that?
What do you know about Rico?
Rico
Story?
Story. I can
Rico
spit the
Story.
whole thing.
He'll say he got it written down in his
Right,
mind.
you said he got that joint
Oh,
loaded.
you got that, bro. I don't
All
know
right, bet.
that.
Come on, what's up?
Stop.
I got that joint in writing.
But diverse music really is important, bro. Because if you think about it, like
Yeah.
on a deeper level, like a lot of people don't tend to their emotions. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like people like when they feel a certain type of way, like you know how someone say, "Oh, when I'm feeling down, I play this to like lift me up." But sometimes when you're feeling down, you gotta kind of let that emotion. Yeah, you gotta let it ride out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
By listening to sad songs. Is that
Listen,
what you
it
mean?
doesn't even have to just be sad.
Okay.
Something with like a melody. You know what I mean? Where you can just
Yeah.
vibe.
You can't be listening to trap music all the time.
Yeah, like some people
Yeah.
try to like neglect their emotions, but music actually helps you like
Yeah.
feed your emotions.
Like people be going through the exact same stuff that people actually sing about.
Yeah,
Like
they do.
what people don't fail to my fault. What people don't fail to realize is like we don't go through any of the things that rappers go through.
No, we don't.
But
It's-
they go through the things.
But
we do.
they go through the things we do.
Yeah.
And it's like it's sometimes that's why I really been having a hard time trying to relate to like these different type of music is because I can't relate to you.
Mhm.
But I can relate me personally, I can relate to her and I can relate to like this her name is like Nao or Nao, that's her name.
Mhm.
Like, you know, people like Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran. I can relate to those people because they go through heartbreak and family situation, like anything. So that's why I cherish like R&B and pop so close to me specifically.
Yeah. No, recently I've been through my whole life. Honestly, I always go back. I always hit up a 2000s R&B playlist. I just started that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's on my Spotify. I'm saving songs from that radio list into this own playlist. Songs I kind of never heard before.
Yeah.
I love R&B. It's pretty good.
That's great.
I think I might have to switch over to Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
that's what cool to been trying to get me to do.
It's a platform that like makes you make playlists. You know what I mean? With Apple Music, I just download all my music and it's just all in my library. And it's not really organized. I have to like constantly look through songs like to actually play something that I want to hear. Like if I actually make a playlist and it's organized, I think it'll be a lot better.
Facts.
Yeah.
What's gonna be the hard part though is
moving all my music.
All the music.
Yeah. I mean, I got.
The thing is, it's really not though.
He probably has so many songs though.
I have a lot.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but like it's not like you gotta go and like the thing with Spotify is like there'll be like an album that I like, and then there's like there's like 3 songs on that whole album that I like. But like what Spotify do is like, all right, if we know you listen to that joint a good amount of times, we'll say you can save the whole album, but you might hear like those 3 or 4 songs, and then also like a couple of those songs on the album too to throw you some some extra songs. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say it's not hard for you to move everything over. You just save that whole artist album that you like that song, those specific songs off of, and then that's how I find new music. To be personally, like, all right, I like one song, but let me just save the whole joint.
Yeah, I like save whole albums too.
Mm-hmm. You got to. That's how you broaden your musical horizons.
Right on.
But I've really been wanting to ask Lonzo. So like when it comes to like rap music, what about it really just doesn't stick to you? Do you know? Is it like you don't relate, or is it you just
what doesn't stick to me is kind of the new stuff. I don't know. I mean, to me, it does really seem like just a bunch of like just crazy, like yelling, loud, because
he sounds like an old yo.
I'm saying, bro, like because the artists who I listen to, I mean, they are mainstream. Mm-hmm. It's not really any underground folks, and I don't go looking for that. But this is really, a little bit of J. Cole. Mm-hmm. Big fan of Drake, honestly. I can go, like listen to any of his albums, and I went back too because I didn't start out. I guess I kind of did because I started out like with Take Care because that's when we were in middle school.
Yeah.
I didn't really mess with Started from the Bottom. Is that the title?
No,
the album name?
That's
not the.
Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing Was the Same. Yeah.
Kind of.
It was, and I went back and went ahead and like listened to each song and had a few songs that I liked. And then it went to If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Yeah.
Then I got back into that one because that's when we were in high school. Mm-hmm. I fluffed with that one heavy because I would crank that like on the bus rides.
Facts.
During sports. Let's see. After that one, I'm not sure which one it came after that one. Was it Views? Views was like 2016, right?
Yeah, that was.
I messed with Views too.
Playlist. That playlist.
With Future?
No. The playlist with like Teenage Fever and all that stuff on there.
Killing Two Birds with One Stone or something like that.
Wait, so it was Nothing Was the Same, right? And then after that, I think
You're
it was
Reading
Views.
This.
If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Reading This Is Too Late.
Because Views came out 2016. Because I remember.
And then it was the joint with Future.
What a Time to Be Alive.
What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Did What a Time to Be Alive come out before Views?
What a Time to
That
Be
was, like,
Alive came out before
sophomore year.
Views.
That came out.
Did it?
Yes.
I swear,
Views was 2016 because that was our senior year.
And yes,
What a
and
Time to
like
Be
I
Alive
relate
came
to
out.
that one because I was in college when Views came
I
out.
swear to you.
No, it's all wrong.
Bro, I can tell you. I don't want to give you the exact
situation. I'm sorry. No. So What a Time to Be Alive came out
right now.
Came out in 2016. I know that because that's when I was listening. Damn, I can't speak. I was listening to that joint. On my way to ACC.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think so, bro.
And then
I don't think he dropped 2 projects that year. Cause I know Views came out in 2016.
It did.
See, What Time Alive? What time?
2015.
2015. Mm-hmm. I remember that 2016 was I was on campus in college and I cranked that during then.
Two Birds, One Stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot Two Birds, One Stone.
That was.
I don't
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you
that
dropped
was
that
the name
single.
of the playlist.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of bangers on there.
That wasn't the name of the playlist. That was just.
Oh,
that was the
song?
single on there. Yeah. The playlist name was I can't remember, but I know I got all those songs downloaded on there.
Yeah.
It's More Life.
More Life.
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
2017.
Yeah, Free Smoke was in there.
Wasn't he like?
Free Smoke.
Yep.
Right.
Sacrifices.
Portland.
Oh my God,
Portland was
Sacrifices.
good.
He was beefing with somebody.
What do you know about
Yeah.
Sacrifices?
Meek Mill at that time.
Young
Yeah, that one was fun.
Young Thug.
I like that one.
Verse on that was hilarious.
Yo, literally every song on that album goes.
Yeah, I love
Like
this one
literally,
too.
I don't want to say goes, but like it's every song on that album is good.
Teenage Fever is definitely vibes.
That was play that in the car with a shorty.
Can't have everything.
I'll tell
Glow.
you something.
I like Do
Yeah,
Not
there's a
Disturb
lot of fire,
actually.
too.
There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good Drake, and then Hotline Bling.
Now you got.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, Lonzo.
But that was it. Like a little bit J. Cole, mainly Drake.
My head getting hot.
A little bit into Kendrick. Not too much Kendrick.
So what about old school? What about? I mean, not real old school, obviously, but anything older than who's rapping right now? You know what I mean? So you don't have to go as far back as Biggie, but what about 50 and
No, I
nobody like that?
I haven't
Okay.
looked into their work
No, that's
that
like probably his
much.
parents.
Do you listen to like alternative music?
I don't think so.
That's fine as alternative.
There's like alternative R&B, alternative music. I don't know. It's just
Like who's a artist specifically that you could think of that does
right
alternative?
now. I just was looking and there's this guy named No MB.
Well, like someone that we would know.
Right,
Just
somebody.
someone you would know. I don't think anyone. Alternative R&B will be like Frank Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really?
Okay.
If you listen to his beats,
Yeah.
beat making, and he fuses that with a little bit of hip hop beats and then singing,
Gotcha.
it's just different. It's,
Would Black be considered that?
yeah, alternative R&B, a little bit leaning towards more hip hop,
Gotcha.
but yeah,
I mean, he be singing on that.
yeah, he be singing.
He do be singing on that joint. He's a great artist.
Yeah,
Black is a great artist.
he knows what he's doing in the studio.
Facts.
A lot of the times I look for like clean beats. Like I like to hear that you know what you're doing when when it comes to production,
Right.
because anybody could like say anything, but like if you know what you're like putting on to the beat in the background, it's impressive.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, I don't really listen to alternative.
No.
Nah.
Just like artists you just stick to. You just stick to artists, like certain artists.
Are you asking me what artist?
Yeah, like Ed
So-
Sheeran. I know you listen
Yeah,
to like Sam Smith.
really, I have like three main artists. That's Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith. Just ever since, I mean, Taylor was like fifth
15
grade.
years
Fifth
old,
grade.
right.
So
Ever
like,
since I've
Yeah.
known Lonzo, he's like
Yeah.
Taylor
Me
Swift.
too.
So
Yeah.
like, when
At
you're
least
in
you're
the gym,
consistent.
do you listen to Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran?
To the gym? No, I actually put on like, I put on when I go to the gym. I put on the 2000s R&B
Mm.
throwback.
Get into the R&B.
Mm-hmm. And then from
Take
that,
it to the
you know, I
dance.
just like save songs I never
You
heard
say you don't
before
listen
into
to
this
50?
new playlist.
He ain't heard 50,
Oh,
bro.
he ain't heard
50 will get you in.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you want to go to the gym, just listen to some 50.
Gotcha.
He make
He
you want to
get
do
you
some
right.
bench press.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be
come
trying to do
on.
no
Yes.
techniques.
Yes,
You're gonna
sir.
just try to push everything. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't let go of like the rap, like where they're really going hard, because like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just something about it just makes me want to play basketball. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to
Be
hoop
active.
because
High energy.
yeah, bro. Because it's just like it makes you feel like I don't know. Because basketball is really a ruthless sport. Like once you get to like
Yeah.
the competitive level,
Mhm.
like you have to be ruthless to be able to like compete. So like listen to that music, it gets you in like that mindset.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That is definitely.
Yeah, because I'm really more of a fan towards like the J. Cole
Mhm.
flow,
Yeah.
like the very slow
So like boom,
beats.
kinda.
And then lyrics
Yeah,
and the lyricism.
yeah, and the lyrics. I enjoyed listening to Forest Hill Drives.
Mm.
That was a
Great
pretty
album.
good
Yeah.
one. And then his
That was a great album.
I don't even want. It's not even underrated because everybody
yeah,
knows
that
it's
was such a great album.
Yeah.
Actually, I told Coda this today. Like I was like bumping because pretty much senior year is when I really got into J. Cole,
right.
Yeah.
and I was bumping Born Sinner like every weekend when I
That joint great.
It does.
That's another great
every
album, by
weekend
the
when
way.
I would vacuum the airport on my
Yes, sir.
overnight shift,
Right.
listening to Born Sinner, the whole album.
You could probably visualize it
On
right now,
repeat.
can't you?
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That joint came out when we were in middle school.
Yeah.
Boynton.
Yeah.
Boynton came. Nah, it came out when we were in middle
Nah.
school.
I think we were already in high school.
Nah, it was either 8th or 9th grade. I promise you.
That was
Eighth or
like pull out the
ninth
car.
grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause
Carfax.
I don't know. Either way,
Yeah.
that was another great
Did you
album.
listen to Chance?
That's what
Yes, Chance. I do listen to Chance.
Chance the Rapper?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
He needs to drop some.
On Spin
He is. He's dropping something
I'm really
new
curious
this year.
who all your favorite artists are now that Lonzo just said that. Like,
I think Chance.
Like, yeah, those are my 3, but like I dabble a little bit into multiple artists, but
Right.
I just don't
got
really.
a couple songs here.
Mhm.
I mean, we
Yeah.
to go around.
go ahead, Isaiah.
Who's your favorite
top
artist?
3?
It could be any genre. My
Yeah, any
favorite
genre. You good?
Why am I going first? All right, hold up.
I already got mine down.
I got.
This joint ready, shorty. You know what
I'm gonna say as of right now, I got Black, I got The Baby, and I got. Who I really put on time to time?
So we're talking about straight right now.
Nah.
Yeah, who's your favorite? Right, not who you listen. Not who you listen to right now. Like, who's your favorite artist that you could just?
As a general.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like out right now.
Okay.
It's just a top 3 I can
Yeah,
think of. And Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
All right.
I got Kalani.
Yeah.
Her, and probably Drake could probably be the last one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I listen to everybody, but I really can't think. I can't think of anybody else that I would want to listen to more.
You listen to like
Gotcha.
20 artists.
Facts.
Yeah, this is difficult. There's a lot of.
Oh, I missed one. Oh, damn it, Frank Ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean is a really great artist. I could listen to Kodak all the time. I tell myself now I'm not gonna skip any Kodak songs if it comes on shuffle.
Very underrated.
Yep, very underrated.
artist.
His lyricism is probably not
Underrated though. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
His lyricism is not the best, but in terms of staying on beat and quality of production,
You talking about Kodak?
yeah,
Kodak's tough. No, I
It's
like
tough.
Kodak, but underrated. It's a stretch.
I don't know, bro. We can discuss that in a
Everybody
second.
listens
But
to Kodak.
Yeah, Frank
keep going.
Ocean, Kodak Black. Probably the last one. It's a toss up between Joey Badass and J. Cole.
And Joey Badass now I feel like he doesn't get enough respect, bro.
He doesn't. No, he has bars on
What?
bars, bro. And people just sleep on him because he's riding that New York boom bap old school sound.
One of his biggest, most recent songs was with X when they made
that joint was fire.
What was it called?
Infinity. Yeah.
Infinity 888. That's fire.
Like he does a lot of collaborations with many different artists. He did one with Mac Miller. His whole group Pro Era. There's 47 of them. By the way,
they're rolling deep
as
they're
hell.
deep as hell, and a lot of the people that were in there, like Capital Steez was a great lyricist from that group. R.I.P. to him. He died. But yeah, Joey Badass, Kodak, and Frank Ocean. Probably.
Go ahead, Jason.
All right. If I had to say
I know yours are tough. You gotta go ahead.
Mine for one, definitely off top. It's Chance the Rapper. That's my favorite. That's my favorite artist.
I get that.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's
like,
never came up in conversation
Yeah,
between
no,
us
we-
because I'm a
I
fan of
definitely talked
Chance.
to Jason.
I haven't.
Me and Coda talked
That's
about
crazy.
it.
Yes.
But this when we was going through stuff, so that was a while ago.
Got you.
Facts.
But
That
Chance the
wasn't
Rapper is definitely one.
He's a respect.
Meek Mill is definitely in my top 3. I rock with Meek Mill heavy.
I did not expect that one.
I listen to Meek Mill a lot.
And then after Meek, just because right now it's in my head, it has to be, and y'all don't know who this is, but Dakota does. Well, you probably do. Shorty.
I listened to his joint. That's
Obituary.
But see,
listen
look,
to that.
don't
Jason
even.
knows
I hate
that
when you.
that's
I hate when
on
you.
the album.
And that's the worst thing about that is because like everybody knows that song.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on that album, that's not even
Is
the
that
best
the best
song
one?
on
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
album.
gotcha.
Uh-huh.
I'm
It's not.
sure, yeah.
And it makes me so mad when people be like, and I'm not mad at you.
No,
but
yeah, I got
people
it,
do it all
yeah.
the time. Like, oh, you heard that new song? You heard it?
Bitch,
Oh, but they don't know the rest of the songs on the album. Are almost every song on the album is better than that song.
That's how I feel about Roddy Ricch. Bro.
Right.
Come on, bro.
But yeah,
Rich.
Shorty will probably be in my top 3 right now, just because I don't know, bro. He's just hitting different right now for me.
Facts.
I mean, he's only put out like one project.
One solo project.
Oh,
He's came out with like song singles, but
Okay.
and then he's with Peso de Mafia, so
he's still-
they make a lot of songs as a unit.
They're the one that did like Money Man.
Yeah, Money Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the one. For people who don't know, Shorty is the one who does all the hooks
Yes.
for Peso de Mafia.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
So, speaking of rappers, I wanted to talk to you guys about this whole Cardi B and drugging men situation. Hey, look, listen. I had this conversation with this girl at my job today, bro, and I really want to get your opinion on this because this is like, we're 5 men in here, so it's kind of hard to have like like a unbiased opinion or like an opposite view of it.
Yeah.
But like me personally, I just think she should be held accountable for saying that. If I got on social media right now, me Dakota with 200 followers, got on social media right now and said I like drugging women and taking their money.
Used to do it.
I used to drug women and take their money, not even rape them, but just take their money. I would be crucified.
Yeah.
I would be crucified. Any of us would. And it's like, and that's just me being a regular guy. Imagine that on a scale of as a celebrity and as an A-list celebrity, specifically of her caliber, you should be held to a higher standard. For me personally, I mean, because you want to be treated that way. Mm-hmm. So when things come your way that you gotta own up to, I don't think everybody should be held specifically, to their past. Because anybody can change, I firmly believe that. But she needs to be at least held like everybody's just brushing it under the rug like this ain't nothing. Like, come on, bro. Like you can't just let her say that joint and then act like that joint cool. Like you can't go like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think the argument against that of like how people are saying Cardi B should be held accountable is that people are saying it's not comparable to when men do it. It's usually to rape women.
Facts.
Rather than stealing. It's more of the case with women. When they drug men, they're usually stealing stuff from them.
Yes, but see, this is the thing that people don't understand. I don't mean to cut you off. Like,
you're good.
You cannot. I don't care. Let me phrase this correctly. This is what people don't understand is that yes, raping a young lady, raping anybody, that is a hard act. That's vulgar, and you're a disgusting human being. You should not be allowed in this society further more than the second after you rape that person. What I'm trying to say is that you are making a person so vulnerable by drugging them. That in and of itself is a crime, and that's completely like you can't do that. That for that act right there, you should be held accountable for that. I understand you may be stealing from them, or you may just want to fucking slap. I don't care anything. It's just you cannot. That you're taking, like something from a person, drugging them, and then having them be comatose there while you're doing whatever the fuck you want. That's bullshit. I don't care if you're a female doing that to a male or vice versa. You should be held accountable for it. I'm a guy. I would be crucified for that. You're a female. You need to be equally not crucified, but you just need to be held accountable for what you're saying. That's how I feel.
Go ahead. You can go.
No, you go.
All I was gonna say is the thing about that is like she said that. And she said that she did in the past, and she wasn't condoning it. Let's make that, you know what I mean? Let's just put that out there. She wasn't condoning it. Fact. And she even said she did it for blah, blah, blah reason to for whatever. But she was saying she knows it was wrong.
Facts.
But, like, the thing about that is, like, as a celebrity, when you say, like, she did something in her past, I feel like if a rapper, a drill rapper, they say they kill people, they have killed people all the time.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And what's worse, actually ending somebody's life or drugging somebody and then stealing from them, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if you kill somebody, rappers say they kill people all the time. People are like, oh, yo, it's hard, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sure, and they ended somebody's life. Yeah. And you don't. Nobody hates on them for saying they kill multiple people or they'll kill your family.
We have a lower standards for rappers.
Yeah, so I'm saying like male rappers specifically, yeah. So when she said she drugged somebody and that was terrible, obviously, but she knows it was terrible, and she's not saying like, oh, I shouldn't, you know what I mean? What I did wasn't wrong. She's saying she did it wrong, but at the same time, it's like we can't kill her for telling the truth. Like, yeah, I used to drug people. I know it's wrong. Blase, blase. We have men out here saying I murder people and I'm gonna keep murdering people if you try me. We're putting them as a higher pedestal. Like, if you're not killing people, then you're not hard. You're pussy. Right. You know what I mean?
We don't need to convict you.
I don't mean to like cut you off, but
I wasn't gonna say anything.
But my response to that is just. So then that delves deeper into the conversation of how specifically they came up, and as to Cardi B's specific point, she said she had to do what she had to do to survive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand that point. Like, I just think, for me personally, I don't know if I'm being contrarian or if I'm just, that's how I genuinely feel, but I just think being put in a situation to where like you either gotta kill this motherfucker or you're gonna get killed, rather than okay, I have to seduce this man, take him to my lair essentially, and drug him, and then have him pass out and steal his money. Granted, the moral consequences or the morality of those two individual things, yes, killing some person will definitely be morally worse than you just drugging them and taking their money. Right. But like, it's like, I don't know. Maybe she genuinely did not have any specific choice, but I feel like 8 times out of 10 when these rappers are talking about they were in these situations where they had to kill somebody and they genuinely did.
Right.
It was either their life or theirs.
But
my life or theirs.
Right. That's also assuming though that like that's also assuming like, okay, maybe she did have money. Right. But on the other side, it's assuming that you had to kill them just because they were gonna kill you. You know, people kill each other for various reasons outside of you feeling threatened. Like people kill each other over drugs. Like
facts. That's
you got drugs. I want the drugs to sell for my own profit. Mm-hmm. All right. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's assuming. And also, I like what you said because like, if a male athlete, let's just say athlete, because we've all played sports. Right. So let's just put it into something that we can all understand. Right. If a male athlete, professional athlete of any sport came out and said, when I was broke, I drugged women and I stole their money. You know what I mean? Right. And I did various things to survive while I was broke. Yeah. He would get killed. Well, not killed literally, but like the media they would crucify him, like you said. Like it. So it is contradictory. It is a contradiction to say like we're brushing it like off for Cardi B because you're right. If it was a male athlete or a male, anything popular or a famous person that was a male that said the same thing, they would be crucified, and it would be something that would be held against them for the rest of their life. Right. Like they wouldn't be able to get the same, if say they're an actor, they wouldn't be able to get the same roles for certain movies. People would probably like try to what's the word? Boycott everything that they're a part of. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like go out of their way because like, oh, he drugged people. Who's to say he didn't rape or whatever? Right. I don't think we think about that with Cardi B. Like she drugged people and she took from them, but who's to say that she didn't kill somebody from drugging them? Because if you drug somebody, we're not doctors. You don't know how much to give a person. Right. She doesn't know if that person woke up. You know what I mean? Right. There's stuff like that really doesn't get the light doesn't get shunned on that person.
Yeah, that's right. No, that was.
It's just men get held to a higher standard than females. That's just basically what it is.
Higher or different, however you want to look at it. It's just a different standard. And it's gender roles at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was gonna say. I mean, Equal Pay Day was a couple days ago, and so they had these types of discussions specifically based upon like literally equal pay and the wage gap.
I definitely want to talk about that too when it comes to sports because when we're done this,
I mean that's a good segue. I mean, and Lonzo, I would like to hear your opinion on this as well.
The Cardi B or
no.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
you have something to say about the Cardi B before we switch?
No, I just agree with y'all. Like, I don't know.
I didn't really.
I guess she should be held to accountable to some standard because that's. I mean, you are stealing. You are putting someone's life in danger by drugging them, and pretty much, I pretty much agree. Kind of a little bit with everything with everyone said.
And to make it clear, like what I said about the murder and all that, I just want to make it clear that like, I'm not saying that if you murdered then you should be held accountable, but what she did shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Right. I'm saying that if we should hold everything accountable, and you can't be the type that holds Cardi B accountable, but not the person who says he'll murder you and you bump his music every day. You know what I mean?
Facts. Nah. So, specifically talking about Equal Pay Day, and then I mean we all like sports here, so my personal take on that whole wage gap thing. I'm gonna use the NBA as an example because that's the closest relative thing, I guess. The WNBA and the NBA. Listen, I have nothing against women that can play basketball because 9 times out of 10 they're already better than me. So that's not the problem. It's just sports, and the NBA is a company. It's a business. It's something that runs off a profit. Right. Although the NBA is a non-profit organization, which makes absolutely no fucking sense, it is still a profit nonetheless. And so, for you, if your specific sport or what your product is not generating enough revenue in comparison with another company, then I'm sorry. Like until I think the NBA has an obligation since that's its brother to be able to fund that and help with decrease the wage gap.
Mm-hmm.
But the WNBA as a whole right now is not putting on a specific product that people want to consume. And so if that is the case, like I said, I think the NBA, what they need to do is fund that and allocate the money specifically so that they can have an increase in their pay, because they're still playing a certain amount of games. They're missing their families, et cetera, whatever the case may be. But it's just specifically for the NBA. That's how I feel. Now, if we're talking about corporate America, that's completely different. I think they should be paid equally. But specifically in the NBA, like, and the WNBA, like, that's just how it's got to go.
You're saying like the revenue for the WNBA is not as high as
it's
NBA,
not as high,
right?
And it's based off of like schedule.
Yeah, scheduling and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, the main argument with the WNBA and the NBA is where it's recorded that 50% of the revenue that goes through the NBA is put towards the salaries, help pay for the salaries and stuff like that for the basketball players. Whereas when we take a look at the WNBA, they're only putting 25% of the total revenue.
And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, 25%. And if you compare those two, 25 and 50, I think, I feel like they should close that margin where the revenue the WNBA is receiving should be 50% with the players.
I agree.
But at the same time, the cost of running the WNBA, in terms of revenue, is just a whole bunch of numbers going around. So there's probably a reason why it happens that way. But
I feel like one of the main reasons why like the WNBA players, and it's obviously not right, but I feel like the reason they probably make 25% instead of 50% of the total revenue is because like as far operating because like the NBA is self-promoted. You know what I mean? Like companies pay the NBA to promote the NBA on their station so that people will tune in to watch that. Like TNT would pay the NBA to have an NBA commercial.
State Farm,
so that people will tune into TNT to watch the NBA. You know what I mean? And as far as WNBA goes, I'm not 100% sure, but I would guess that the WNBA probably has to pay those same companies that pay the NBA to put their to have advertisements, because like it's just not something that a lot of people are into. Like I feel like college NCAA college women's basketball is more popular than the WNBA, just because like Baylor and UConn and those big franchises, those big college franchises, is like they bring in so much attention.
Right.
I feel like March Madness for NCAA women's basketball probably gets more views than any single, like the national championship in the March Madness for women's probably gets more views than probably the WNBA finals. Facts. We would probably have to look into the stats, but I'd be pretty damn to bet that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I have nothing to share.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, say he's not in this one.
Yeah,
in this joint. Hey, let me take my.
Hold on, but corporate America. Let's switch to that.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that if same position, same workload, deserves the same pay?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really looking at the specific jobs that are getting paid differently. I mean, if that was the case, if it was cheaper to hire women, everyone in corporate America would be hiring women.
But it's more than just price, though. It's also like
what they're doing,
opportunities, and even getting that job. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But a lot of the times,
skill set taker.
Yeah, people look at the argument for the reason why the gender pay gap is prevalent is because women decide to do different jobs.
Like, you mean switch jobs?
Like jobs that are not as high paying as jobs that men would seek out for.
So you're saying they're more likely to choose a job that men are less likely to choose?
I see
more or less.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like jobs that they decide to do is not as high paying as like that executive job.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, being an engineer. If we're talking about engineers in America, they get paid a shit ton of money. You could be a computer engineer, electrical engineer, aircraft engineer, any kind of engineer. You're gonna get paid.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of women that goes for that.
But I don't mean to cut you off, but do you think the reason is because that women, like, first of all, these aren't even these specific jobs. Like, you remember when we were at that seminar and that girl was talking about her being an engineer. Yeah. That isn't advertised to women, like to be an engineer or to be someone. So like they're not even gonna go for that joint if one, they feel as though they can't get it because the whole gender bias, the gender biases of women not being able to do certain men's jobs, which is absolutely asinine because there's in some cases there's females that are definitely, well, women definitely mature faster than men,
right?
Yeah. And also
at a younger age, right?
Yes, I feel like in some stages they are more intellectually, I guess a little bit smarter at some point or at some stage, so they can make those logical decisions and things of that nature. So honestly, I don't see why you wouldn't want to have a woman in your workplace. Yeah. Like,
do you think it's like the way our society nurtures women to where they
women and men though?
Yeah, they don't seek those.
Not even just that.
High-paying jobs.
Like, think if you were going for a job, right? Yeah. And you knew, all right, once I start this job, if I go in there and people come in and they see a man doing this job, they're probably not going to think. You know what I mean? They're probably not going to like it. You know what I mean? Thanks. Like a lot of people, if they went to get their car fixed and they saw a woman at the automobile shop or whatever, they'll probably be like, I don't know if I really trust. You know what I mean? Right, just because it's not something that we see a lot.
Yeah, I guess that also goes back to the way we nurture women.
Yeah.
When they're kids, we buy them a kitchen set.
And the boys get the.
They're either nursing a kid. They're not.
Gets a wrench.
Yeah, get the wrench. Get the building tools. Right.
Building. They get their hands dirty and stuff like that, and they're always out exploring, taking risks and stuff like that. Where the girl generally stays back and like.
And we teach them not to not to take those risks, not to play in the dirt, not to play with bugs, not to, you know what I mean?
And I guess that's why you could say men are a little bit more successful than women in terms of what kind of jobs they acquire. It's because we let them take those risks and stuff like that.
I mean, it's like, specifically taking risks. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it definitely. I mean, we all agree on that it needs to be equal opportunity. Although there is a law specifically talking about equal opportunity that never. You can say that businesses follow it, but there's some businesses that won't.
And it's also hard to prove that they don't.
And it's also it's hard as hell to prove that they didn't follow it. And so I was just gonna say, I mean, even take for example like Karen and Ken, right? They were both CEOs of the company Clear that me and Juan work for. I'd be willing to bet that, well, Karen was a hedge fund owner, so she doesn't really count. But I'd be willing to bet if the budget is specifically allocated that Ken probably makes more than Karen. Yeah. And that's just because she's a female in a woman in this society that just is a CEO. See, and CEO males tend to make more than CEO women. So it's like even that in and of itself should be need to decrease that pay gap at least a little bit. I mean, you got to understand, like, women are sacrificing if they want to have kids, if they want to be able to build a family. Women's innate nature is to be nurturing. Right. So, like, you're sacrificing and taking away all of that from them. The least thing you can do is compensate them a little bit more. That's how I look at it specifically, but some people argue that, maternity leave and all that stuff, adds into them making their compensation.
Yeah, the reason why their salary is a lot lower.
And then even
their risk.
And then things like as far as maternity, I forgot what I was gonna say. Forget it. I got stuck.
But it's the risk that the company takes into account. It's the risk that the company takes into account when they're probably picking the salary that they're gonna give the CEO. Like, there's the chance that she might get pregnant or any of that case. I'm not too sure if that's how accurate that is, but it's just an assumption. But
I mean, hey, business wise, I guess that makes sense. But go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say, like, maternity leave is definitely was definitely one of the things that I feel like is held against women, but also as far as like the way we look at women, as far as we feel as if women are more emotional, right? And that's something that's like
it's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype where, but
talk about this in psychology.
And it's so crazy because like we just see women like we could just be talking among ourselves and just be like, bro, she's so emotional. Why are women always like? And it's just something that just slipped out your mouth without you even thinking about it.
Right.
And then once you think, you're like, why did I just say that? That was
Yeah.
because all women aren't like that. You know what I mean?
But in all honesty, though, I think they're just better at vocalizing their emotions.
Yeah.
Whereas males are more, we just internalize a lot of things.
And that comes from nurture as well.
Yeah. And
When you're little, you tell the little boy, don't cry.
Yeah, don't cry, stuff like that. And then when it comes to with women, it's all right for them to be crying and all that different kind of stuff. So they're a little bit more vocal. So in turn, it kind of presents themselves as more emotional compared to the male counterpart.
Oh,
But
sorry. I'm just taking it down.
just internalizing it.
Right.
What you got to say, Lonzo? Lonzo be like this. Right.
Right. Yeah. Right.
This stuff
What
is
the baby
crazy,
say?
man.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think, I just honestly think we're naturally gender dimorphic.
Wow. You just cursed it.
Oh, gender
Gender
dimorphic means
Damn.
like there's a difference between sex in a certain species. Like where human males are a lot bigger, stronger, whereas women is a lot smaller. We know that.
I mean, what if you think about it? Women go through the most pain through
Yeah, they do.
childbirth.
Yeah.
So I mean, are they really
Guys be
soft?
pussy sometimes when it comes to stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's just
Right.
pain in
it's-
general
I'm
in
sorry.
different areas though.
Yes.
The
The
way-
females be really pushing that jump.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they have a different type of pain tolerance in different areas though.
In
If
different
you think about it, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like men have pain tolerance when it comes to different things.
It's
but-
hilarious.
But it's just like it's so weird because like if we get kicked in the balls, it's over, bro. You're not doing
it's
nothing.
over.
It's
Yeah.
I
over.
was just about to say that.
Like that's it. Like
Oh, man.
if you get rocked, it's over. Like bro, you don't want to move. You feel like you about to
Yeah.
throw up.
Oh,
Facts,
yeah.
all of that.
Tears start coming down your eyes.
Like, damn, you should really feel kind of uncomfortable as
Yeah,
fuck. Like,
and then everybody else like, yo, get up, yo.
No.
Nah,
I'm
bro.
no good, bro.
It's no good.
I'm no good,
Yeah.
bro.
I think if you look at it on a evolutionary sense, I guess, men don't have time to be cramping up while they're out hunting, you know?
Facts.
I guess that's why, in turn, that's why the women stay back at home. 'Cause
This man made a connection.
it's just straight assumptions.
Go ahead,
It's
Juan.
straight assumptions in my
Right.
head. That, I mean,
You'll
Conspiracy
say
theories
evolution,
You-
like as we evolve.
human
When-
males, they're the ones that were generally out there hunting. They don't have time to like have these sort of cramps, I guess.
I feel like that just comes from the point of
The
nurture.
the
that just
natural.
comes from the point that
Yeah.
they're really gonna
I guess
have
that's
children, bro.
it's
Facts.
it's where we decide like, oh, you're naturally like this, so we're gonna go ahead and go out and do this. And then over time, it just a whole bunch of bullshit accumulated, and then now we have this discrepancy in which we treat male and women.
Because that's only really for humans. Well, not only for humans, but that's mainly a human thing. Because if you go back, if you think about like an animal such as like a lion, the women are the ones who go out and hunt.
Mm-hmm. They hunt with the males.
They hunt.
Yeah.
But I mean, the males are on the hunt. But like, you can see a whole pack of not a whole pack, but a whole group of women just
About to
hunting,
Chasing
down
that
a buffalo.
together.
Right.
Yeah.
and they bring it, and then once they're done, the males come
Yeah.
like the alpha male will eat first.
Right,
Facts.
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Hey, not to get off track,
Uh-oh.
but I'm gonna let my man's Isaiah get this little wave check.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You gotta step on those.
Oh, hey.
I gotta get close.
Let me
Yeah.
see the
Make
wave
your
check,
way up.
shorty.
Make your
Let
way
me see
down,
the
Isaiah.
Wave check, shorty.
Wow.
You know
Step
what
on
I'm
down the aisle.
saying?
You
I
should get a-
promised him
you
that
should
he
get
had
a
to touch
velvet
his
do-rag,
wave
bro.
check. Hey, look.
Step on
Oh, he
down
said he
the
about to.
aisle.
Oh, he about to come in there like that.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Oh, that joint.
Oh,
Hold on. Niggas can't even see you, Isaiah.
Man, that ain't
Oh,
wave.
hey. Oh, that joint kind of phony.
Oh, he
That
playing
joint
with him.
kinda
He
phony.
He played with
Yeah,
it.
I'm just
ridiculous.
joking. Relax. That joint is off the
Nah,
Bro
city.
said you was
I
kinda
told you
phony.
that shit was rough.
Yo, Kevin Durant out this joint.
Don't do him like
I
that.
said don't do my
You said you
man.
got the beads.
I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
That's kind of
Making my
disrespectful.
man's. Oh,
Oh, that was you.
I was like, what's up?
He said the man had the beads out. Don't let him do you like that, Isaiah. Don't even put the hood on, bro. Don't let him do you like that.
Right,
You
yeah,
gotta keep
yeah,
the,
that's
you
it.
gotta
Let
keep
it
the
rock.
waves out, man.
Oh, yeah, Isaiah.
All right, on to the next.
Right, you got it.
Man.
Lonzo, so do you have anything specifically to talk about? You've been a little quiet over there.
Yeah, bro.
There
come on.
has been one thing leading up to this podcast
What's
that I
up?
was kind of wanted to ask you guys,
Mhm.
and it's gonna pertain to you three, and it's just the use of the N-word by non-black folks, and I just want to
Mm.
know Did you ever feel like?
I thought he said them three.
Yeah,
I thought you said. Oh, you said us three.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
three. And like,
relax.
like,
ooh, Lonzo.
did you guys ever feel like disrespected by non-black saying it? Because I know I used to
He's
say
not talking
it.
about you.
I don't know if you guys
we
remember
all say
that I
it.
used to say it. I used to say it in high school.
No, I used to say it. Yeah.
I used to say it, but then I
he
stopped.
did?
Yeah.
I stopped. Like I.
When
stopped.
did you stop? When you met Mav? Was it around the time you started?
I stopped like.
We started watching Mav or what?
Like 2016.
So.
And
I'm gonna let you go first, cause do you want to go?
I'll go first if you want me to.
I was about to go.
Is
Go ahead,
there?
go dumb if you want to. It's your personal opinion.
Do you guys hold like the special circumstances, as you say, like with friends?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. Initial thoughts. Go ahead.
So,
just initial thoughts from that.
Me and Juan specifically have had this conversation many times.
Yeah.
That's my dog, bro. So like, me personally, like Juan has said it, and I don't take that as I don't take offense to it. Just because like, the thing is like, you gotta those people that use that words gotta have an understanding.
Yeah.
And so like, he knows that that's like what the root that which that word initially comes from, how that touches certain and affects different people. You know what I'm saying? And so, me personally, like I don't care who it is. I don't let any white person around me use it.
Yeah.
Any single white person, like, and that's just because like I can't go like that. Like, but like I wouldn't have a problem with like you saying it. Like I said, Juan, you feel me? But it's very few people. It's people that I think it pertains to people that I hold close to me and that I care about, that they know how much I don't like racial injustice and things of that nature. So that's probably the only specific example that I have.
Yeah. You can go out there.
I was gonna say like I honestly don't mind if my friends say it, just because like also just how the way they say like, oh, what's up, my nigga, or, like as long as there's no hard ER at the end, we'd be all good. But like in a general standpoint, like white people or any other ethnicity, they're not gonna stop saying it until we stop saying it.
Facts.
So like I mean, if you want that problem to be solved, like you just can't say it at all. But like it sucks that it has to come to that, and you can't just use it as as your own racist thing.
Facts. I have a rebuttal to that.
Go ahead. No, you good. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bro, go ahead.
Oh,
bro.
I was just gonna say that, like, the thing is like, it is, we had that name with nigger with the N, with the ER at the end.
Yeah.
We had that name placed upon us coming from another country because we were supposedly incompetent and that we were ignorant, which in a sense we were. Subhuman. We were ignorant to the fact of just we didn't understand what they were saying, all that bullshit.
Yeah, but we spoke different languages.
Because we spoke different languages, that was it. So that's why they thought we were intellectually dumbed down, or whatever the case may be. But we took that. I feel like it was a pressed movement to be able to take that and be like, "Hey, look, y'all, we're about to flip this joint on you. Make sure that you know, like that word holds no value to us anymore." And by having that happen, we said, "What's up? What's good, my nigga?" Instead of with the ER. And so, I just feel like we shouldn't have to stop saying it just because we have to get them to stop saying it. Like, it shouldn't even have to, like you said, you agreed to that, but I'm just saying, like, it should not even have to come to that point to where I gotta stop, like, hold myself just so you don't say it, so I don't get offended.
But like, that's just how it's gonna be.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, you can't tell someone not to say something out their mouth.
Oh, nah, I'll beat a nigga ass.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, we do that. Like, there's, like, you beat people's ass for saying nigger. Like, it just happens.
But then when they're not with you?
Well, they're not, I mean, that's the thing.
Exactly.
You can't stop them from saying it.
Facts, that's true.
You just, like, so, I mean,
it is
your best white friend or whatever can call you my nigga or even nigger, like, when they're behind your back, and you just don't know that.
Yeah.
Facts.
So,
big facts.
It's definitely true.
Good.
Well, first thing I want to say is me and Coda have kind of not talked about nigga, but like other words. Yeah. And we had this talk like in depth.
Facts.
And the first thing, because like with Coda, for a lot of people who don't know him, like words sometimes can make Coda angry.
That's facts.
Too angry.
So like we had this talk before because it was about a female actually, if you remember, and what she was saying.
Oh yeah.
If you remember.
Shorty.
Yes. Now, what I
Shorty with the G?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what I told Dakota is like, as far as like being humans, like it's something I learned like a little while ago, and it's like, it was a quote I believe. It was like it's like the something of a man. You can determine how much of a man somebody is, specifically for men. How much of a person somebody is by the words that affect them. So I was telling Dakota that like, the words only hold as much weight as you give them. You know what I mean? Somebody can say anything to you. If you don't respect that person, then their words shouldn't mean anything to you. You know what I mean? Because on a deeper level, like words are just something that we use to communicate.
Yeah.
If you don't, for a word to mean something, you have to accept what the other person is saying.
Yeah.
So you could say, you dumb, you don't know nothing, but I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
Am I dumb now?
Yeah,
just because you said it doesn't make it true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're smart.
So as far as the word nigga, just because like, I feel like we take it to the point where it comes from a disrespectful root, but we also can't let that word still holds power over us to the point where like you said, I beat a nigga ass. That word shouldn't make you want to do harmful things to somebody else, because then they have power over you. Because you do that, then your life could be over. They sue, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You go to jail. Was it worth it?
Facts.
Because he's still going to go around saying it to other people. Now, as far as my friends and people around me, it has to be a respect thing. Like, you can't just say the word to me if I don't really know you like that, because then it will be a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
It might not. I might not put my hands on you, but I'm gonna let you know. Okay,
that's not cool.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you gotta relax on that.
So like, it's a respect thing as far as what you accept. Like Juan, I don't care if Juan says it. Yeah. As far as white people go, not too many white people feel comfortable enough with me, because like I'm a goofy, funny guy, but like most of my friends know that sometimes about certain things I'm serious. Yeah. So like, none of my white friends feel comfortable enough to say it to me, like say it around me in a disrespectful way. And if they do say it and I feel some type of way about it, I'll say something to them. Facts. Like, I have a white friend that has said it around me before. Yeah. Like, he was playing the game and he said it. And I was like, I didn't even notice he said it till I thought about it. I was like, this nigga just said nigga. But, yeah. Then at the same time, I'm like, I really don't care though.
Facts. Gotcha.
It's like a respect thing, you know what I mean?
Like if he's your man, you're not ready to just wild out on your man.
Yeah, but I'll tell him, like, if I felt some way, like, if he said it like, this nigga ugly, and he talk about a black person, I'm like, whoa.
Facts.
I wouldn't even say whoa. I'd be like, bruh, what'd you say?
So
he'd be like, oh, my fault, because that's serious.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's all about how the tone you say it too. Like, you come off saying nigga, like real strong.
And, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
but ass up, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, fool.
It's just wordplay.
So
I use it at all.
Me personally, yeah, I mean, y'all know I used to hang out with a lot of white people. You feel me? And so, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but but I have been around like as much bullshit that I be talking. Like, I've been around them when they said the N word, and like I be wanting to beat people's ass. Like, it's different when your friend says it.
Yeah, it is.
Like if a random person said that, I would really put my hands on them. That's not a problem. I mean, I know y'all feel differently, but like if they say it like in a demeaning way, I'll put my hands on them. But like, my friends have said it like with the ER at the end. And like, you don't want to beat the shit out your friend. Like, I like, as much as I may want to fight y'all.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
I got something to say to you about that.
Y'all like, you don't want to fuck up your friends. But like, it was kind of like, no bullshit. It's kind of scary, because it's like, what the fuck do I say to you right now? Because like, you know that wasn't okay, and it's not that I'm not confident in my abilities to beat your fucking ass, but it's like, I really don't like
you just put on the
imagine if Juan called me the N-word with the ER at the end. Like, I would not know how to fucking react. Like, my nigga, what?
You'll be on the back foot, like
on the back foot. Yeah. On the back foot.
Hold on.
So you see what I'm saying?
So how did you handle that situation?
Man, I ate it. I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm not gonna bullshit with you. I ate that joint. Like, I was like, all right. And then I told him the next time, like, all right, look, listen. If anyway y'all say that again, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, because
that's like, the thing. That's the main thing about it though. Because like, if you around somebody, like if I'm around y'all and y'all saying stuff that really offends me, and I don't say anything, then that's me approving of it. So like, you know better now. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, at that time, by you not saying nothing, they're like, oh, we can get away with that.
That's what, you know what I mean? But they didn't say it after that. After I had told him, like y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a respect thing.
Yeah. In the moment, I did look like a.
Those are the type of things that you gotta check. Like, And you don't even, it doesn't even have to be no physical like altercation.
Yeah.
But like if a person says something to you, just as a human being, you should, even if it's just chill, right? You don't even have to be aggressive. Like, bro, nah, don't. That's not cool with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you my man. That's not cool with me. That's just not something I like to do, or I like to. That's not what I. Right. That's not something I like to hear or partake in.
Right. So I mean, I really can't remember the day, but I mean, obviously, just at some point, it just clicked in my head. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I kind of wanted to stop because I know the word.
Yeah.
I talked to Dakota about this.
Yeah.
Being a non-black person, being a non-African American in a social environment right now, you're a lot more conscious of that word.
Does it make you feel like? So I know sometimes you still say it, but like
sometimes I
you don't say it a lot.
Yeah, I don't say it a lot.
He does.
Hey,
not around me though.
It's not a problem, but like he'd be like nigga.
I don't be doing
because
it
that word is kind of like a meme at the same time. Like we made the word so cool that it's like people want to be popular. It's so popular. It's just like bruh.
Right.
Right.
But like Lonzo, for you specifically, like. After, like, when it clicked in your head, did it make you feel guilty? Like, bro, I've really been saying this and, like...
Maybe a little bit. Because, because I was just reflecting. I'm like, okay, this word comes from, like, such a negative root within the African-American culture. And I realized, like, this is kind of their word. I don't know. That's kind of how I felt. Like, this is their word. And to me, I really didn't feel like it was my place to decide whether or not I should be able to use it, even around my friends anymore. I don't think I ever did say it to a black person who wasn't my friend. I don't think I ever did when I used to.
That's a risky thing in general. Though.
Yeah, but yeah, I did. I used to say it in high school. I was gonna ask you guys if you remember that.
No, I don't.
I don't at all.
But like, it wasn't nothing like.
I'm trying to think.
I'd just be like, like that's my man's, all right.
I used to, but then I stopped. Just because it just comes from like such a negative way, and I know it's not up to me to decide.
Facts.
Because, it's y'all's word, really. That's how I just feel, and y'all. I mean, of course, y'all just use it to. Now you use it as.
Bro, it's a verb. It's a noun.
It's a really just
like a, but not even just a term of endearment. Like
it
can be anything,
It
bro.
can mean the most disrespectful thing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like this shit can fall.
Hello.
Goodbye. Right.
Yeah. Just a
it doesn't even have to be a person.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an adjective. Like
facts.
We use it in any type of situation.
Facts.
And like it's crazy because like old heads who like their parents were slaves or their grandparents. Like my grandmother. Like, I say it around her, but I don't say it to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she probably hears me say it around her, but she's never said anything like, oh, don't say that.
Right.
But, like, my grandmother, her grandparents were slaves.
Yeah.
So, like, I know it hits a different type of way with her because, like, even just the way she, like, reacts to things, like, you know how your family is. You can tell how they react to things, like, okay, I can't say that around them.
Right.
But I just don't say it. I say it around her because, like, it's just me. Like, I say that around anybody. Even my father.
Yeah.
I say that around anybody.
Right.
But, like, it's just, I would never say it to her because, like, I just feel like her being raised by her grandparents who were slaves and got out of slavery and got to raise a family outside of slavery and then pass down stuff to my grandmother's parents and then they passed it down to her. Like, it's probably something instilled in her who's like, that word is evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a couple generations away. That's really close.
Yeah.
It's close.
It's so close.
Yeah. That's kind of really crazy.
It's kind of, I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but
I know one thing.
It's definitely a beautiful thing that
too many people use that joint on social media.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
facts.
And it's to a point where it's kind of ugly.
And then they know they can use it because
use it on social
media.
But see, here's the thing, though. This is why I don't understand, right? The civil rights movement. There was two parts of it necessarily. It's my fault. He'll say, "Here's a nickel for you." Hey, let me have that. Right, let me slide that.
You're gonna steal my name. Yo, you got it.
Right. The civil rights movement had a lot of violent protests and a lot of non-violent protests. And I personally see myself as a person that would be probably a part of the violent protests, just specifically because I'm just a hothead. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes
you take things as disrespect to you as a person.
And like sometimes words aren't enough, and like I would love to use my words to try to specifically talk to people, like try to relate to you why this is not a way to specifically say it, but like if people aren't continually getting it through their head,
it's frustrating.
Sometimes it takes them seeing some nut shit happen to realize, oh, like this shit really like I'm not saying like slaying somebody or doing it, but it just takes some like that's how this culture is sometimes. They react to shock value, and so when something is affecting you so close, like for instance, like in Baltimore with the whole police riots and everything like that, that shit was affecting all of us. Yeah. What, especially me, you, and fucking Isaiah. Yeah. And so that stuff, they gotta be able to understand. Like, hey, look, bro, like I just fucking lost my train of thought. I'm mad as shit.
That's crazy. How the heck?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I just think it's like sometimes people react to shock value, and so you gotta come to a point where it's like, for real, sometimes words aren't enough, and like,
I mean, that's where
sometimes
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Facts.
Martin Luther King was walking a straight and narrow, trying to, you know what I mean, trying to convince people verbally and through the actions as far as like protests, like peaceful protests. Well, Malcolm X, it was working to an extent. I feel like it was the both of them combined, like the fact that they knew, okay, they'll do it peacefully, but we can't be too disrespectful because Malcolm X had some killers, some people who was really trying to do violence to you and hurt you and show you that you can't disrespect us as not people.
Facts.
It's like the yin and yang.
Yeah,
of like the
I feel
civil
like
rights movement.
Like people would like to choose one side, but I feel like without them both, I don't feel like we would be where we are today because like people really don't. It's so frustrating when you try to communicate something with somebody, and they're so stuck in their way that it's like it doesn't matter what you say. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you say to them. They're gonna keep, even if they know it's wrong, they don't care. And that's when things turn to violence, and I still don't feel like I feel bad for like all the innocent white people that were killed in those times. Yeah, I definitely feel bad because it's like there was a whole bunch of Caucasian people that were trying to help us.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But in my opinion, there's way too many black people that were killed.
Yeah, it way outweighs the number. Yeah, it's not even close.
In my opinion.
It's not even close.
Towards the end of like Malcolm X's life, though, like when he came back from like the pilgrimage to Mecca, he became more like
he started to understand more of where Martin Luther King was coming from.
Way more peaceful.
Yeah, he was a lot more peaceful, and he just talked more, and then he got assassinated.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like it's so crazy because as a young black male growing up in America, you see like a lot of the black males who were trying to do things peacefully get killed.
Facts.
So you think in your way, if I'm gonna get killed anyway, I might as well make a statement.
Facts. And
that's what they want you to do, so they can paint you in a picture of they're violent.
Violence.
They're violent. This is why we have to kill them. We have to do these type of things just to keep them in check, just to make sure we keep ourselves safe. Like what Trump is trying to do with the Mexicans, saying they'll come in and rape your children and rape your wife and
keep the stereotypes going and
through scare value
and it doesn't go beneath the skin.
It doesn't.
Does not go beneath the skin.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's literally just the skin color that is causing people to go fucking nuts.
And the thing is like what we gotta understand is like this will never specifically change until you have the media stops pushing African Americans and Mexicans in a negative light. Like this, that bullshit will never change. Like, I've explained to you this multiple times that you keep telling me I don't know why I keep messing with these. You know what I'm saying? The Hispanic females, because I've been many a times their dad and their family members have racist said the N-word behind my back. I didn't even know all that bullshit. And I'm, it's like, and they don't know nothing else but what they see from the outside looking in. So I don't even blame them. It's like, I know you don't hate me, but you just hate how I look, and you
hate the stereotype about
you. Hate the stereotype about me. But if I take you to where I live and take you where my friends live and show you how they live, we're all people at the end of the day. So it's like, that it won't change until we're done being painted in a negative light, and I don't think that will stop happening for a while.
Now, what you just said, like about their parents, like your girlfriend or a girl you're messing with, her parents, them being disrespectful and like saying stuff like that. Now that would make me put my hands on them. Like, something
and I didn't even know about it.
That's something where it would go from verbal, because like disrespect to me is like a different type of, you know what I mean, is a different type of category. Now when it goes from like somebody blatantly disrespecting you on purpose. Mm-hmm. It's not like they did it on accident and it's like, oh, okay, all right, you understand. Right. But like they're doing it on purpose. Mm-hmm. Now that's when all logic goes out the window. Like, all right,
big facts.
Like not too long ago we had that Chick-fil-A situation. That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, me and Isaiah were fucking walking in the street yesterday, trying to get to my car, and then the guy fucking like rolls down, tries to hit us, and then rolls down his window. Like he says, I'm like, I would have hit you, motherfuckers, or something like that.
Yeah, he was like, I would hit you, motherfuckers.
Like,
but people stop for people all the time.
Bro, we were walking,
and there's no
swiftly across the street, and there's no crosswalk.
Pedestrians get the right of way in the parking lot.
And then Isaiah reacted quicker than I did. He was like, "Hey, yo, what?" And I didn't even think about
what was this person? What did this person look like?
He was white. He had like a pit bull in his backseat, and he had like, I don't know, that really just stuck out to me.
Get him, Tucker.
Out of his window.
It was out of nowhere. Like you could have stopped. Like
I'd have punished that dog.
Yeah.
Get him, Tucker. Sick of boy. I do not promote animal violence, but aggressive dogs can get it, bro. I don't care.
Put him in a headlock. Hey, relax,
people get scared of aggressive dogs. I used to be scared, but like all that fear turned into anger. Like I will really punish a dog now. I don't like dogs that like when I walk down the street from my house because I live in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And like everybody has a dog.
Everyone, yeah.
Everybody has a dog, so I'll be walking down the street like a dog will be like owner would be sitting in their front yard with the dog, and they just start barking like, bruh, I just want to snap like.
Right, exactly. Why are you barking?
Right, like, bro, I'm just walking, bro.
Relax, I ain't bothering you.
Like, I don't know what it is in me that doesn't snap, but like doesn't actually say it. But I'm like, bro, if you don't shut that dog up, bro, I will punish your dog. I'm not even worried about you because it's not your fault. You can't tell the dog not to bark. But
yo, drop kick that jump. That's hilarious,
bro. Dogs make me angry.
So one thing that I wanted to ask you guys, as like we are approaching the hour and 30 minutes.
4 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh, so you got that, June. Yeah, so, and this is particularly for Alonzo and Jason. And we've kind of had this discussion before, but I'm glad to have it here. How do you guys feel about marijuana in general? Because I know you don't smoke and you don't smoke.
So, I guess I just really took in like the information or like how marijuana was like portrayed as like negative. Yeah, like a drug is bad for you. It's yada yada yada. And I believed in it, and I guess that's kind of how I just look at it from like growing up. But of course now, after graduating high school and just just learning upon myself and kind of just being around it during my first year at college. I mean, I probably don't think I'm ever going to.
It smells terrible.
Yeah. But if people do it, it's whatever. It's their choice. I'm not. Just know that I'm not really gonna partake in it, and I honestly don't think anyone could ever make me partake in it unless I'm ready to do it. And if I do it, I'm just gonna hit you guys up and be like, hey, I kind of want to try it out one day or something like that. But yeah, early on, I just looked at it as something bad, so I just never did it or wanted to do it.
Thanks.
I guess a negative stigma.
Yeah.
It does have a negative stigma.
Yeah.
Attached to it has went down as we grew up.
Yeah.
I guess like as states are starting to legalize it.
Right.
Decriminalize it.
No, it's not that bad.
It's definitely not, but
it's
to a certain extent.
I would say it's still better than cigarettes, though.
Facts. But what I wish I had my pipe to freaking show you guys. That shit looks like a whole bunch of tar. like that is literally the cleanest way you can smoke weed, and it is still like a bunch of tar in there. And so,
you're putting it in your lungs.
What I will say is, no matter what anybody tells you. You like if it falls into the wrong hands, that person is no good.
Yeah.
Because you got to be able to have self-control, and at one point I specifically didn't have any, so I would just relax and just relax, and so that's why I don't really see like Alonzo or Jason really trying it, because I think you guys got like a lot more of a higher ambition drive, so that would be like a complete negative detractor. As for me, I feel as though it's not a negative detractor nor a positive one. I think I'm still stagnant now. But I can't envision anybody that has like a high, other than fucking Joe Rogan, the father himself.
Joe Rogan.
He gets after it, bro.
He gets after it. Like the father himself.
But he takes like long ass breaks. Like he'll go months without smoking.
No, he smokes all the time.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
No, he smokes all
bro,
the time.
Bro, did you watch his podcast? He said he didn't smoke for like 4 straight months. It was either.
Well, they do it sober October.
Yeah, they do.
No, was
October.
it just October?
Yeah,
because I could have swore he said from I forget when the recording was, but it was sober October, and he said after sober October he didn't smoke until I think it came out like January or something like that. He said he smoked like once. I know he smokes all the time, but I'm saying like he takes like I don't know if the breaks help or that break you took help or what.
Breaks because like there's certain projects that he has to do
right
where he has to be sharp. Yeah. But when it comes to Joe Rogan, he started smoking when he was like 30.
And that's the thing that you kind of pointed out to me is like some people are doing it like a little too young. Our brains aren't fully developed.
Yeah, it's not
that's that's the major problem with it. Like kids want to, and it's the same thing with cigarettes. Like when cigarettes now, people look down on cigarettes big time now. Like especially when we were growing up, like fugs. Like we were like, if you smoke fugs, if you smoke fugs,
you were getting crucified. Like banging with you at all.
Right. So like that was a big thing.
Cigarettes.
So like smoking weed, it's like if you smoke weed at 10. Like, you're smoking weed, right? You're in there.
I mean,
you're in there.
Nah, you still a dummy if you smoking at 10.
I mean, as older people, we look down on them, but not the kids. Are if we were all 10 years old and you see somebody smoking weed, a bunch of kids gonna be, oh, that's cool. Let me.
Bro, where'd
you get that from?
Right.
When I first saw Graham in middle school, I was scared as shit. Like,
I did not
want to be. Yeah, I did not want to be around that. I was like, 1 gram of like it was like a nug, and Steven was showing me. You know how they be bullshitting like, oh look, I got fucking weed. Yeah. Fucking show me. I was scared as fuck.
I was like, get that shit away from me.
I remember it, yeah.
I will never forget the person that kind of, I guess, introduced me to that joint. We were all at Locke's house. But that doesn't count because I wasn't even hitting that joint.
Yeah,
but
one time, I got a picture of you hitting that.
No, but I promise you I was not hitting that joint.
Right. Oh,
right. The quick joint. Right, but... that picture makes me so angry, bro.
He's like, do I really want to do this right now?
Yo, son, Alonzo saw that joint in the group chat, and then he immediately was like, Coda, no.
And this because I knew Coda. Coda, he was never into that stuff either. Like with him and I, we were never into that stuff. And then this is when I was gone, I moved.
Alonzo moved away. I said, damn, bro, I gotta do something.
Alonzo said Coda changed. Though.
Yep, I said that. As soon as I saw that photo, listen,
I felt so bad, bro.
This dude, Dakota,
I bet you did, bro.
was laid out on the ground.
No bullshit.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, that was not the grass. That was not the grass.
No bullshit. Like I was alive, wanted to cry, yo. Like no bullshit.
When you find out Alonzo
was like, when he sounded like disappointed, because I was like. Me and Alonzo really never like discussed that joint. Never like dreamed.
Because like this was out of nowhere, dude. Exactly. I'm like, dang, Coda.
But the thing is, Alonzo, this man was going stupid with the alcohol. I swear to God, it was
that too, man.
I remember that.
He was going stupid. He fell down the stairs. No, I'm telling you, it was a lick, bro. It was a liquor. That got him. That got him laid out like that. I swear to you.
No, it definitely was. I didn't. I was not hitting that joint.
Okay.
God
dang. I was negative
I don't know. I was definitely I definitely went a little too stupid because like at the time everybody was like, oh, this nigga can't. You know what I'm saying? He's a
we had
hypnotic
he's
small or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you know how small man complex and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I needed to do that.
Seemed like you were having fun.
I mean, I had fun. It was good. Like I had a good time. I really didn't have that good of a time. Like it was fun, but it was like that's why I don't really like parties that much now. We're about to go to this party on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, bro.
I'm about to be sitting there like, I mean, yeah. Jason not going to that shit.
I don't know why you tapping me.
Right.
Come on,
why are you tapping me?
Come on, dude.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. When your friends kind of hold you to a higher standard, it kind of hurts a little different. It definitely touches a little different.
It's like,
you feel me?
It's like they're disappointed in you.
Yeah, it felt like my dad was disappointed in me or some shit. Like, damn.
Because when I found out at that point, I was still kind of more towards like
the bad.
It's bad. Like you should never do it.
And then you saw him laid out too.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's
that looks
like,
so bad.
I was like, what the?
No, you saw that,
dude.
And that was the only thing that you saw him doing too. You didn't see all the fucking drinks that he was mixing, bro.
Jeez.
I was telling him you gotta
relax.
relax.
One hit and he was on the ground.
Right. Dang.
Oh man.
Nah.
We're at the 134 mark.
Oh, okay.
Just
I mean,
wrap it up.
Just to check in.
Well, wrap it up then.
Wrap it up then.
Hold up, bro. I want to say something about social media though.
Okay.
What's up?
About social media, bro. Especially Twitter.
No, yeah. What about? There's
It's
billion things.
Not even no. It's nothing about. No, it's not nothing that Juan would talk about.
Okay.
That Juan was thinking about talking about from when we had this previous discussion.
Okay.
I just want to talk about all the capping I be seeing on Twitter and how like Twitter and social media in general just makes words have no value.
It does.
Like people on Twitter say anything, like
some off the
no,
wall.
they not even just off the wall, but like just the stuff they say. Like they'll tweet anything for retweets and likes even it makes it got to the point.
Hell of a drug.
Yeah, it got to the point where it's like you can't even when I hop on Twitter, which I really don't do as much as I used to, but like just get on Twitter and I scroll. It's like I could see somebody say something so positive like everybody have a great day, go out and grind. And to me, I'm like, in my head, it's like, is he really grinding or is he just saying this to like to make people want to like and retweet his tweet so he can get clout? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It puts you to a point where it's like you don't even really look at what they're saying.
Right.
In your head, you're like, oh, he capping, bro. He don't even really mean what he's saying. He's just trying to get retweets. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it like makes words invaluable.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of stupid shit that goes on Twitter. And a lot of the times they either don't mean it or they're not educated enough to say certain statements.
Yeah.
Like
if you ever seen somebody say something crazy, then you go in the comments and then like they'll post the facts behind it.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I didn't click this comment section, I might have really believed what Joe said.
Yeah, but sometimes there's viral tweets too where people are getting certain information wrong and everyone in the comment section doesn't see it either. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
You guys are retweeting this and you guys aren't seeing what's wrong with this.
Right.
Like, did you see that Jay-Z where they were saying like Jay-Z started a trust fund for Nipsey Hussle's kids?
Yeah.
And like somebody really reported and went back to Jay-Z and Rockefeller and asked Rockefeller and they said he didn't do that. He did not start a trust fund for Nipsey Hussle's kids.
That's so sad.
So like that's going everywhere. Like people are seeing that everywhere, and he really didn't do that.
So
and it's not like to take away from Jay-Z. Like, oh, he should have did that. But like people really report on stuff that they have no evidence on
and no business on reporting.
Yeah.
Or like that's putting him in a bad light because then everyone's like, oh, you didn't. Why don't you want to donate $15 million to his kids? Because
it makes it look like negative on Jay-Z. Like, oh, he didn't do something good.
Right.
Well, then he must have did
he
something
didn't
bad.
have to do it to begin with.
Yeah.
Like that was just a
nothing
great
to
thing.
do with Nipsey.
Right.
But yeah, it like something will go out, like a thought would go out on Twitter. Over time, will just like accumulate like a fucking snowball.
Like
a snowball of bullshit that
bro,
does not mean anything.
Like, do you see when people die and people be in like the comment section talking about a whole bunch of crazy stuff?
Yeah.
Like you saw the video where
there's a guy like falling off of a roof and they made a joke like some like when I'm in school or something like that, how I feel.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that.
Did you see when it was a black guy in his car and it was like pretty much the cops killed him while he was in his car or whatever because they thought he had a gun or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
some bullshit.
And the people in the comment section was like, damn, he died and he didn't even know it. Like laughing like all types of crazy. I'm like, come on, bro. Like why?
Nah, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's absolutely ridiculous, man. Social media is definitely
it can be very tough.
It's a drug. It's definitely a drug. A drug of validation. And
immediate validation of what you're doing.
Yeah, and also
acceptance, just feeling accepted by other people. Yeah,
I think Twitter used to be a place where like you just say whatever the fuck you want. And you kind of still can now, but it's like it's not as paid attention to. Like if that makes any sense, because somebody could say like, I remember like when I was in middle school, probably like 8th grade. People like you could tweet on Twitter like, man, I'm really trying to kill myself or anything. Like somebody could say something like that, and people will respond.
People will be on it, yeah.
People
like,
be on
bro,
that
don't do it, yeah.
Now people really don't like. People will say, "Nah."
And they be like, "Yo, stop trying to get clout." Like
facts. Mm-hmm. Like people like I saw this one girl. She had tweeted like my depression is getting worse or something like that. And nobody really cares.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow her enough like that. I don't even know where the fuck she's from. But I messaged I responded to it. So I mean, somebody's out there that cares.
Yeah.
If you ever need anybody to talk to, like. I'm here for you, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know if
shooting your shot.
Hell no bullshit.
And that's the part though, but people would think that's what you're doing though.
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
being genuine.
I was being so genuine.
Yeah.
Like, cause, like if you're really being depressed, I would hate to see you die and then I scroll past that on my timeline. Mm-hmm. Least I can do is extend an olive branch of some sort. And so,
even if you don't take it.
Even if she doesn't take it. Yeah. But like now people don't like. I even thought in my own head like maybe she's just bullshitting just to get these likes. You know what I'm saying? But back then I would be like, oh, let me hop on that dude for real. So it's like, you know, it's making words meaningless. It's making people's actual thoughts meaningless because you can say something and people would just be like, this nigga just talking this shit.
Just don't know anymore, whatever. It's
you don't
real.
And it's sad for real. Yeah. Some people really be trying to reach out because they be thinking sometimes that's the only way. And people glance by it. And it's like
people are addicted to attention, bro.
People are addicted to attention. And I'm not gonna say I don't be tweeting funny shit for likes because I be doing that sometimes.
Sometimes like you could tweet funny stuff, bro.
Yeah,
like it's just when you cross the line. Yeah. Like that's what social media is for. You can use it for positive things and like spreading jokes, bro, to make other people laugh. That's a positive thing. Like if you tweet something that will make other people laugh, that's not you chasing clout. That's just being funny. That's just you being yourself. But like it's just something about social media, bro. Like I can't even post on there no more because when I even think about posting something, I'm like, I don't even want that kind of attention from these people that and I don't even want to like half the people that follow me. Either I don't follow back or I don't even really know. Yeah. Like they just know me, like they might know of me. Yeah. And I don't if I really had something to say to the people I know, I would text them. Like I really don't want to put it on social media because the only people that's gonna reply is probably people that I really don't care about what they're talking about anyway.
Right. I saw him all the time on Twitter. Like I rarely ever reply to any comments.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll retweet and tweet. I mean, I'll retweet and like and stuff. But if I tweet something and someone comments, it's a 5% chance I'm gonna reply. Just because
slim as fuck.
That's probably just because I don't want my business out there. Probably.
Whoa.
No, because like
I thought one of y'all forwarded.
Hell no. Oh, I was like this.
Oh.
I like that's like
wow.
No tooted.
Right. Tooted on that jump. This enclosed.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get your foot away from me.
Oh, what I wanted to say specifically is the goal is to, you know, expound upon this specific podcast. Alonzo's as well. We do our best job at supporting each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then there's actually one guest that I actually want to bring on one day. Actually two. And this is just for them so they know that I wasn't bullshitting when I really said it was Bailey and Lavelle.
Oh yeah. They're two interesting characters.
I mean, I've been friends with Lavelle a little bit more than Bailey, but like equally as acquaintances. I used to ride like Bailey's bus, and I like what they're doing because they're investing in themselves, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here with you guys, and you know likewise. And I think they have a lot to to be able to share as well as great opinions on music, and so that's really it. That's one of the first people the first guests I would actually like to be on.
Yeah,
should you let them know like who they are?
Oh, I mean, yeah, Bailey. I mean, I don't have Bailey Strong and Lavelle Bullock.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys see them on Twitter. They have this whole group specifically Free Time. And I mean Bailey. I've listened to Bailey and Lavelle's music, and then a little bit of Ash's music as well. And I mean, it's good content. It's good content.
Yeah.
You definitely specifically should check it out. I think the last song Bailey dropped, I think it was a freestyle. He said something about the Boston Celtics in that joint. That joint was a bar. I wish I had it right, bro. I wish I had it, but it was actually a bar. Yeah. But that's really it.
They might not want this on them, but they're definitely like GB locals that are very like very special to Glen Burnie.
Yeah,
in terms of its characteristics. They're definitely a part of that.
Definitely. So when that happens, hopefully we can set up in their studio or something like that, and all sit down and have a little discussion. So that's that.
Right on.
You can never forget. Call my main man Osh. Wow.
There it is.
Man's Lonzo.
Some of y'all know where that's from. That's from him. That's from Jason. He's the one who made that.
Look, his original name is S1 because his last name is S1.
Well, that's what Dakota thought.
There it is.
I really thought it was S1, but I mean,
that was the original name that Dakota gave him a long time ago.
That is true. So, is that your freshman year? My sophomore year? Or?
That was my freshman year. Yeah.
Right.
I swear to you. I thought that joint said
and that had to be from Spanish class.
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, that was from Spanish class.
No. What happened was I saw on Kick your your name, and it said Alonzo Eusebio.
Yeah.
Eusebio. And like I was like, it's one.
Pronounce that.
Let me just hear it. This is one. So yeah.
Man. We wrapping up.
Yeah,
Any last words?
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
pretty
My man,
much.
it's good.
All right.
Alonzo is good.
Alonzo is good.
That's it, man. We got an hour and 44 minutes for today's podcast. That's it from my side, the Untroubled Mind, live from the basement. That's it for this episode.
Thank you.
And
all right, y'all.
yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. All right. Let's go. That was great. That was